If I call your house, what will happen? Man, bring my coffee. Repeat them again, Jude.
Daddy, your coffin come.
If I call nigga, you don't know what? Repeat it.
See,
repeat it.
In front of your lawyer.
Peter, shame on you.
In front of your lawyer.
Peter, boss say shame on you.
No, stop it.
Boss say shame on you.
In front of your lawyer.
I shame you.
Down here now.
You shame.
Go now, give me a minute.
Beat me, guys.
Oh, go to behind me.
Come with me. Walk me. Walk with me. My child. What do you do? You want beat me? You want beat me, Mercy? This is joke. Nigga, I fucking blow you. I blow you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I blow you. Don't beat me. 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 Yes, now, this incident that happened, I think, early 2015. Yeah, not 2016, early 2015. Is now beginning to make sense to me. After EFCC told me everything based on the investigation, this particular incident started making sense to me. Why the sudden attack? Let me tell you guys what happened in that video. Somewhere about 2014, we started to split our property. Remember, we split this property with Jude. We split every property we have 3 ways with Jude, which we are not even supposed to. I heard some people say Jude invested in PSquare. Jude was just a student like us. In fact, we all graduated the same time. The same time I left school, that was when Jude left. Jude was doing nothing. Then Jude proved if he had an employment or if he was doing anything. The person that sponsored us as a brother was our eldest brother, the one that is older than Jude, Henry. I don't want to tell you guys what he's going through today because of St. Jude. Another story for another time. So, what happened? We have a house in America, then Squareville in Omole, 2 wings duplex. We all decided to share our properties into 3. So while we were building this particular house, Paul and Jude's own here in Parkview, the lawyer drafted a resolution for us. Everybody signed. Resolution in the sense that till these 3 new houses we're building becomes habitable. Peter now owns the house in America. Jude now owns Omole Squareville, right wing. Paul now owns the left wing. Now, because Jude took the particular one that we were living on, because it has furniture, everything, Paul took the empty side. I don't know why he did that, but now because Peter's house looks as if it has a little bit more value, he says I'll balance Paul, I think 25 or 30 million. Yeah, like say 30 million a year, in order to balance the equation. No problem. They prepared the document, we all signed, shared property 3 ways, which we're not even supposed to. Another story for another time. It's okay. I'm not complaining. Brotherly love. We left it. Then dollar went from like about 180 that time to about almost 300 and something. Guess what that means? Peter's properties now has value. Because now, let's say the house is what? $500,000. If I change it, if I sell the house and I decide to change the money, you know what that means. Dollars we're talking about. Jude and Paul were not themselves. Why? I had a long trip. I traveled to Turkey, Antalya to be precise. I went to go and stay with Samuel Leto. He's my friend. Like I stayed there for like almost 2 months with him. I was there. I got a phone call from our assistant manager that we have a show in 2 days' time. So no problem, I packed my bags. I traveled. Touchdown, Lagos. I got a message from our US caretaker. I got a message from her saying, Peter, why did you guys put the house in America on sale without telling me? Because she's also a realtor. I said, which house? Do you have another house in America? The same apartment. I said, no, we didn't. I think you guys did. Ask your brothers. I've confirmed it. While that was happening, I said, let me just get home because we have a show. By the time I go home, all of them were already on their way. So me, I rushed. And I went to the venue. Got backstage. I met Paul. I said, Paul, no vex. So. Did any of you, or do you have an idea who put the house in America on sale? I said, which house? Like, that house we are supposed to, where by the time we move into this house, she doesn't know what I'm talking about. I went to Jude. I said, Jude, I better go. You got an idea? What would you just say? Come up my front and before I slap you. Did I say anything? Like, did I actually? That this is, guys, this is backstage, where my colleagues are, friends are, clients are. Like your next client is actually backstage. You say you're going to slap me. Did I, like, even if you're, leave this brotherly love, like, leave this brotherly thing, like, what warrants that statement? Next, he wanted to rush me. Some artists there just held him. Almost. I stood on the table. I said, guy, you are fired. He said, you fire me for waiting. Paul started laughing. Paul said, fire Motoma, I see now. While that was happening, they've already introduced us on stage. They gave me the mic. Some of my friends said, Peter, just go on stage. Like some of the band members, Peter just holding the mic. I dropped the mic and left. I left that venue. Yes, I did. I went to the car. I started posting. I tweeted that Jude has been fired. Anybody that does business with him, this is what Paul did. Paul uploaded a picture on Instagram. A picture that Jude is sitting down. I on the left side, Paul on the side. I know that popular picture. Paul cut me off and replaced me with a recording studio. Started writing things about family. Look at it, guys. Look at it. Long story short, of course, I contacted our lawyer, Festus Kiamo. I told him everything about it. He said, you know what, Peter, just go and pay that 30 million to Paul. And everything is 100% yours. I said, it's okay. I said, no problem. I then now walked up to Jude. And I needed 30 million naira check. Of course, he has already known what I wanted to use it for. I wanted to use that to pay Paul. Jude refused to give it to me. Guys, remember, the same PSquare that have millions of dollars in their account. The same PSquare that has hundreds of millions of naira in their account. I can't get 30 million. You know the most surprising thing? Let me just bring you guys further. When we're in court, they say, me, I'm also a signatory. I say, that I and Paul can also sign. I say, really? I didn't know. And again, me and Paul have never signed any check. So, I don't know where that came from. But let's continue this topic. So, you did give me that money and I had to run to my wife. When I met my wife, mind you, my wife doesn't know anything, any dealings on PSquare, because the moment I walked up, I was about to walk up to her, what's she going to ask me? you don't have 30 million. Like, and I said, Lola, can you give me 30 million? My wife was like, what happened? I said, I didn't, to even tell her what I want to use the money, I just say, very important. See, you guys don't have, like, I don't know what to tell her. I swallowed my pride. I was able to convince her. She said she doesn't have such an amount. Of course, she was working for her dad that time. And I said, can you tell your dad? She said, Peter. I said, please, Lola, it's very important. Somehow Lola was able to convince her dad. The next day, Lola's dad gave me a draft of 30 million. I then contacted Festus Kiamo, our lawyer. Mr. Festus, I'm on my way. See, it's okay. He was just going to send for Paul and Jude. We should come, I think should come around 5 o'clock in the evening. By the time I got there, everyone sat. This is the same office where that incident happened. This is what actually happened in that office. Before they started talking, Jude said, I got Festus, I better show him. Festus now look at Jude like, is there a need for this? That's okay. After all, if Peter, if you agree, if you don't agree, there's nothing will happen, just send it to me. He just gave me a document. Guess what I saw? That Mr. Peter Okoye hereby liquidate his shares and now will be replaced with Ifeoma Omokeke. I said, where's Ifeoma? I looked. I said, Jude's wife. And I looked at Paul. It's not even Anita. While that was going on, I said, I'm not going to sign it. You say you don't go sign her. But you get right to say, many people don't do business with me. North side, he asked highest share, him and Paul, 70, that they will throw me out. No. Now I'm just looking at them. I said, try him. He said, Shebi, he's about to. Meanwhile, when all these things were happening, we were building these 3 houses with money coming from Northside Entertainment. While this was happening in like 3, 4, 5 months, Jude stopped funding my own. They stopped funding my own building. And when that was going on, when they stopped funding my own, I didn't want to bother that moment, and I have my reasons. Because I wanted our lawyer to come and see it by himself. And I told our lawyer, I said, I'm not going to sign this document. Just say, you don't go sign her. You don't go sign her. Go collect the house for America. Mom said, I don't need to. I don't need to sign before it becomes mine. So when all these things were happening, I've already informed the property management over there in Atlanta that here is the document resolution that we have, that this house is now mine. And that time, Jude and Paul confirmed it. So right now, I've sent the document to them. So apparently, Jude's wife traveled to America. They didn't allow her to enter. Jude now said, why won't they call the apartment building? Why don't they allow her? They say, you confirm that this building is now Peter's. Say, no, it doesn't belong to you. Say, if it doesn't belong to Peter, send us another document that the 3 of you signed that says it does not belong to Peter. Of course, they know I'm not going to sign it. So in that meeting, I now said, Shebi, your wife, go there, then pursue. They don't allow her in. So if you don't want the property is already, with or without Paul collecting the 30 million, the property is mine already. You now say, Paul, no collect them. Paul, no just accept this document. Where could they go? After all, me and Paul will soon move into our own house. And once we move in, this document, this resolution, go expire. Everybody go back to square one. And I said, so all these things is because of dollar have increased. Peter's house, or the property that Peter has added value. Guess what I did? I said, Jude, no worry. As you and Paul they move into that house, me to go follow now moving. Since I don't stop to fund my own. Jude now said, If you dey come my house, carry your coffin come. I go you. Like, guy, I go you. Bury you. Nothing will happen. That was when I pulled out my phone. I started recording. I said, repeat them again.
If I call your house, what will happen? Man, bring my coffin. Repeat them again, Jude.
Carry your coffin come.
If I call
Nigga, you don't know what.
Repeat it.
See,
Repeat it.
what of your lawyer?
Peter, shame on you.
I was recording this video. My twin brother raised his hand and slapped me.
Peter, Paul said shame on you. Peter, Paul said shame on you. Peter, Paul said shame on you.
Now, because I've recorded the video, I left that meeting. Because it was on the mainland. I head to the island. And I sent the video to Festus Kiamu, our lawyer. By the time I was heading almost towards after the bridge, he now called me. I said, just turn back, come and carry your document. You know why? Apparently, the lawyer must have told him, Jude, Peter has so many evidence of you threatening to shoot him or kill him. Now he has recorded you. If this case really starts, I will not be any of you guys' lawyers. You guys are going to sort it out yourself. That's how I turned back. They gave me the property document in the United States of America, Atlanta. That was what happened in that video. The video you saw. Yes. Let's not forget, this is not just the first time Jude has seen me. Yes, it's not the first time. Now, if you think I'm lying, look at the termination letter I used in September 2017. I wrote it that Jude have threatened me several times. In fact, I remember that the last one he did, Jude threatened that he's going to kill me and he's going to kill my wife. And I reported it to a certain governor that time, before the governor sent for us for a meeting. And after that meeting, in less than 48 hours after that meeting, Jude posted that threat on Twitter and on Instagram. Jude posted his hands loading on 3 hands, and I remember that floor. He posted and he wrote with me, because you know I've got it. This is it. That is what Jude posted. And after that, guess what happened? After that, the fans started hitting on him. How dare you post? Because the fans don't know why he posted. They go, only me. And the question is that when Jude was doing all this threat and Paul was there, what was Paul doing? What was Paul doing? My own twin brother. Jude has threatened me several times in front of Paul that he's going to kill him. I know he can't. They know born and well. Face to face, Jude. They know born you well. Now it's beginning to make sense. Why you guys wanted me out as a shareholder on Northside Entertainment. What would have happened if I had signed it that day? Today, I won't have anything to say. Because I didn't sign it, you all went to create Northside Music. Yes. And your wife became a shareholder. The same wife you wanted me out, bring her in. I'm not stupid.